There is no sinking feeling quite like walking into a hygiene exam and seeing a patient point to a crown you did 2 years ago and say, "Doc, this broke." In that split second, you have a massive financial decision to make. Do you redo it for free? Do you charge the full fee? Do you fight with insurance? Most dentists make this decision based on guilt. Today, we're going to stop that. I'm going to teach you a black and white warranty policy that protects your income. It stops the awkward money conversations and it turns failed work into a retention tool. You're going to shift your mindset from a guilt-based approach to a business-based approach. Welcome back. I am Ryan Smith, DDS. Our goal in this channel is to help you build a dental career that's fun, rewarding, and fulfilling. But you cannot have a rewarding career if you are constantly giving away your hard work for free because you're afraid of conflict. Let's start with the big mindset shift that makes all this a lot easier. We warranty our work, not the tooth. That single sentence, when you understand it and explain it correctly, will save you money, protect trust, and remove so much emotional stress from these situations. Now here's the conflict. Dentists struggle with warranties because we are doctors. A heart surgeon doesn't warranty a bypass. Biology is unpredictable. But the patient reality is very different. Patients don't see a crown as medical treatment. They see it as a product, like a TV, a car, or a refrigerator. They paid $1,500 for it. They expect it to last. You must bridge this gap. You need to stand behind the craftsmanship while acknowledging the biology as well. Teeth are not static objects. They're living structures. They flex, they crack, they decay. They have nerves, they are under constant bite force, and they're attached to human beings with habits, biology, and time working against them. So when something fails, the question is not automatically, did the dentist mess up? The question really is, did the dentistry fail or did the tooth fail? We warranty the quality of the dentistry that we provide. We cannot warranty how a living tooth behaves forever. It's not a cop-out, it's just the reality. Now, before we get into the specific time frames for crowns and fillings, we need to talk about the most critical part of any warranty policy. You must never offer any unconditional warranties. If you tell a patient, "I guarantee this crown for 5 years, full stop," you're setting yourself up for failure. The policy must be conditional, and the condition is this. We offer a 5-year warranty on all the major restorative work like crowns and bridges and implants, and as long as you maintain your active hygiene recall schedule in our office. That is the secret sauce. Now, why does this work so well? Well, first, it protects the work. If they're coming in every 6 months, you can catch a small problem before it becomes a catastrophic failure. You can spot the open contact, the heavy occlusion, or the new decay. Second, it protects the business. It forces patient retention. If a patient disappears for 2 years, goes to another dentist, or just neglects their teeth, and then comes back with a broken crown, the warranty is void. There's no arguments. You don't have to feel guilty. They broke the contract, not you. Third, it can be a great marketing tool. It sounds generous. It sounds like you stand behind your work, but effectively it locks them into your practice for 5 years. Now, let's apply this to real situations and then break down the time frames. First, we can talk about fillings. Most insurance plans won't replace a composite filling on the same surface for about 2 years. If it fails early, insurance often pays nothing. Now, here's the mistake a lot of dentists make. They assume that means that they automatically owe a patient a free redo. But that's not true. Insurance replacement rules are not clinical judgments. They're financial rules made by an insurance company. So here's a reasonable, defensible way to handle early filling failures. We typically offer a 1 to 2 year warranty on the basic restorative work. If a filling fails within that window, you review why it failed. If the material fractured, if the bond failed, then it's clearly the issue of the restoration, and that's your work. You stand behind it. In those cases, most practices will waive the dentist fee as a courtesy, explain that insurance won't cover it yet, and they move calmly forward. But if the tooth fractured, or let's just say there's new decay that progressed under the restoration, or if the bite changed, or if habits like grinding played a role, that's not really the filling failing, that's the tooth changing. And that's where the phrase matters. You can confidently say that we absolutely stand behind our work. What we can't warranty is how a living tooth behaves over time. That keeps the conversation factual, not emotional. Now, let's talk about crowns, because this is where dentists lose the most money. Most insurance plans replace crowns at 5 years, some at 7. So when a crown fails at 3 or 4 years, insurance usually denies the replacement. So here's the standard that I would recommend. A 5-year warranty on major restorative work, provided they kept their hygiene appointments, is where we like to be. But remember, a crown failing early is not always a crown problem. There are two different failure types. The crown fails, or it's the tooth that fails. Now, we warranty the crown. We don't warranty the tooth underneath. If the crown debonds because of cement failure or lab issues, well, that's on the restoration. You stand behind it. But if the tooth fractures or develops decay under the margin because they drink soda all day, or if it cracks vertically or becomes non-restorable, that's not a crown warranty issue. That's a biological failure. And you can say that clearly, kindly, and professionally. For example, you can say the crown itself is intact. Unfortunately, the tooth underneath fractured. That's why this isn't a crown warranty issue, even though it happened earlier than we would like. That explanation alone can prevent the argument of, but you did the crown. Now let's maybe look at implants. And this is actually where verbiage is very critical. If an implant does not integrate, or if it loses integration later, you have to be very careful about the words that you use. Too many dentists say the implant failed. When you say the implant failed, the patient hears the dentist failed. They hear that you made a mistake. You need to change your language. The dentist didn't fail. It was placed correctly. The implant didn't fail. It's a piece of titanium. What happened is the body rejected the implant. You need to say, unfortunately, your body rejected the implant and it wouldn't integrate with it. That difference in verbiage shifts the focus from your skill to their biology. It stops you from being blamed for things that are not your fault. Most implant surgeons warranty their surgical technique, but you can't warranty bone biology. That means that if the body rejects the implant, the surgical fee may be waived to place it again, but the patient pays for components or future procedures. The key is the clarity up front. Now, let's talk about root canals. This one creates a lot of unnecessary guilt. A root canal does not make a tooth immortal. Even when done perfectly, biology still matters. Healing isn't guaranteed. Accessory canals exist. Bacteria behave unpredictably. So here's the language that keeps this clean. We warranty the procedure was done correctly, but we don't know how the body responds to the healing. If a retreatment is needed, that doesn't automatically mean failure of skill. It means the biology didn't cooperate. Many offices offer a discounted retreatment if it's done in-house, but referral cases typically have no warranty. Again, fair, consistent, and defensible. Now we need to talk about what voids the warranty. We already talked about the hygiene requirement, but you also need to define failure versus neglect. If a patient develops new decay at the margin of a crown because their home care is terrible, it's not a warranty issue. That is a biological failure caused by environment. It's not covered. If they get into a bar fight or a car accident or chew on ice and break a tooth, that is trauma. It's not covered. And here the big one, night guards. If you have a patient who is a bruxer, you can see the wear facets. You prescribe a night guard and they refuse to buy it and refuse to wear it. And then they break their interior veneers. Well, the warranty is void. You must be incredibly clear about this. If you recommend a guard to protect the work and they decline the protection, they are accepting the risk. So get this in your clinical notes. Patient declined night guard, informed that this voids warranty on restorative work. Now, I want you to talk about a strategy that helps turn all of this into a win for you. And I call this the under-promise, over-deliver principle. Now, having a strict warranty policy doesn't mean that you have to be a robot. It doesn't mean that you have to be cold or harsh. The purpose of this policy is to set a baseline. It creates an anchor. If you have no policy and a patient comes in with a broken crown, they expect it to be free. If you do it for free, you get zero credit. They think that is just what you're supposed to do. If you charge them, they get angry. It's a lose-lose. But if you have a policy that says, look, technically this is out of warranty because it has been 3 years and it was a biological failure. Now you have set the expectation. The expectation is that they have to pay. This is where you can choose to over-deliver depending on the person. You can look at them and say, look, this policy says this is a charge, but you have been such a great patient and I know this is frustrating. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 20% off the fee, or I'm going to cover the lab bill for you. Suddenly, you're the hero. You turn a situation where they would have been angry into a situation where they are grateful. You gave them a gift. Always reserve the right to add that extra 10 or 20% and take it off or throw something in, but make it dependent on the situation. Make it dependent on their attitude. If they're rude and demanding, stick to the policy. If they're kind and understanding, use the policy to show them grace. You don't always have to come off as this is the warranty, take it or leave it. You want this to turn into a positive situation. The policy gives you the power to do that. It puts you in control of the interaction rather than letting the patient dictate the terms. Most dentists hide their warranty. They only bring it up when something breaks. You should shout it from the rooftops. Imagine you are presenting a large treatment plan. 4 units of crown and bridge. It's $5,000. The patient's hesitant. They're worried about their investment. And this is where you drop the warranty as a closer. Mrs. Jones, I know this is a significant investment. I want you to know that I stand behind the quality 100% as long as you keep your cleaning appointments so that I can check on everything. If anything happens to this crown in the next 5 years, I will fix it for free. Watch their body language change. This removes the risk for the patient. It builds massive trust. It tells them that you are not just trying to take their money, but you are a partner in their long-term health. It helps close cases. The best dentists are the ones who never have a failure. They're the ones who handle failures calmly, consistently, and professionally without burning trust or destroying their margins. When you understand the difference between warranting your work and warranting a tooth, these situations stop feeling so personal. They just become part of practicing dentistry well. Now, I talk about these kinds of business systems all the time in my weekly newsletter. If you want more strategies on how to run a more profitable and less stressful practice, the link to sign up is right in the description. So take what you learned today, stop doing free work out of guilt, build a system, and use the warranty to build trust. I'll see you in the next video.